Welcome. Today we're looking at the amazing journey that Ctrack took to becoming the oldest tracking company in South Africa. We're talking about the journey, we're talking about the milestones and how they got there. First, Hein is here, he's the CEO. And then we have Natasha, the CFO, and also Heijstek, the Executive of Financial Planning and Analysis. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning, Pierre.
Let's talk about this whole process. Let's talk about where Ctrack came from. Hein, where did it start? Let's talk about the old technology first.
Thanks, Pierre. Yeah, so it all started off in the early 80s when two gentlemen used to be salespeople for control instruments. They used to sell tachographs. Then they broke away and started their own little business, which was then called Ctrack. In those days, selling the control instruments tachographs. From that, then they started doing some acquisitions, whereby they acquired a business in Pinetown, which were manufacturing battens for a security business. And from that, they started developing their own electronic tachograph, which in those days were called the co-drivers. So through the years, then what happened was they started adding a GPS and a GSM modem to start giving them positional information and give them the ability to remotely download the data and analyze the data. And then from there, it started evolving in the early 2000s in manufacturing the first tracking unit, which was a 4-box unit. It was a big telematic box. It was a backup battery, a GPS, a GSM modem, which were then installed in a vehicle, which then gives you real-time positional information as well as breadcrumbs as we know it today. And from there, it evolved into the single-box solution as we know today, with the video telematics. So that has been the journey up to now.
Natasha, financially, there were some key milestones along the way. Can you point them out to us?
Sure. Where do I start? I think 40 years is a lifetime. And I think there were some very key financial milestones, especially, I would say, going back to the days that Ctrack was previously listed under the name Digicor and then became Ctrack. That listing really catapulted the business onto a different level. And we like to think that we constantly keep that level of governance and control in the business and financial performance. Following that, we were under US ownership. That also brought about some new skills, new milestones, new requirements, and new key hurdles that we needed to meet, which then pushed that business onto a different level. And then recently being acquired by a South African private equity, Convergence Partners, it really then pushed us into a real technology and data business, which financially has really pushed us into the third level, if I'd put it that way.
A lot of changes and new things along the way. Heijstek, some strategic decisions that helped in this evolution?
So just to color it in or give some background, management had a dream for this company, a set of goals, if you can say. But to reach these goals, we needed a bridge to take us from our current reality to our future. And this bridge, as Natasha said, this bridge came with the acquisition of Ctrack Africa by Convergence Partners. And the business was sold on a set of strategic decisions that was taken. And to sum it up, these strategic decisions in 3 bullet points. Your first one was the launch and the implementation of our Crystal platform. Second one, with this launch came a total overhaul of our revenue model, which required huge investment in a rental model. And then thirdly, it was expanding our footprint, strengthening our position in the Middle East and Africa, and also acquiring a global footprint again. And as it stands today, or where we sit today, I'm proud to say that we've actually managed to implement all those strategic decisions. And this has helped Ctrack evolve into the company it is today.
Hein referred to the amount of boxes it started with, moving to a data-driven company, to that ultimate data-centered approach. But what did that take from Ctrack?
So data's always been at the heart or the core of this business. It's the way data is used or presented or used to solve people's and companies' problems. That has changed tremendously with the introduction of Crystal. And with the launch of Crystal, it became solving a person or a company's problems to predicting what those problems are going to be and how you can prevent that. So it's changed quite dramatically over the catapulted us into and transformed us into a very much just data-driven business.
And I think it's also changed the way not just our people think, but also how our customers are starting to think. Realizing that it's, to Jirge's point, it's the insights and the foresights that are really important. And that's where the wealth of the data actually sits. It's not in knowing what's happening now, but in analyzing that and knowing what will happen and how to prevent or enhance what the data can do for our customers' business.
You refer to the customers and the Ctrack personnel as well. Some Ctrack personnel that really made a difference?
There's plenty. We have a world-class development team that are constantly at the forefront of changes, of upgrades, of what does the world need, or what does the industry need, what does the country need. So I think taking all those economic factors into account, we're constantly at the forefront of that. You know, we've had a history of 40 years with very strong leaders that have taken the business to where it needed to be at each stage. We've got a great support team in the background, and ultimately it's all about customer journey. So we've got different pockets in the business that are all focusing on the end goal, which is enhancing the customer's experience and empowering the customer with knowledge. So I would say there's key personnel in our support structures, in our dev team. We've got technicians on the ground, you know, fitting the enabler to our solution. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I think there's just so many key people in this big organization that really pull the levers to make sure that we keep moving and excelling forward.
Going forward, Hein, Natasha refers to accelerating into the future. Where's the future going to be? What are you aiming at?
So Pierre, just to lap on what Natasha was saying, is the success of Ctrack's not only due to our own internal staff, we're also not scared to make use of external parties to assist us and guide us. So if we look at where the future is going, the whole big buzzword all over the world is artificial intelligence, machine learning. If you look at our history, we've been doing machine learning for a fair amount of time already. We just never knew the definition of machine learning, if I may use that word. So we are embarking on this journey to really start becoming the power to predict. If you look at the history of all telematic businesses, it's about hindsight, insight, foresight. We are now moving into the foresight arena, and that is very exciting times. And if you look at how we're analyzing data, how are we looking at the data? I mean, we gather 1 terabyte worth of data per day. If you look at our total install base. So the future is data is the new currency, and we are very excited in deploying all our insights and that we are getting from the data to advise our customers, and also using our ecosystem that we have created to just build a stronger relationship with our customers.
Data makes it international. It's accessible everywhere on the planet. What's the plans going ahead?
So as you are fully aware, we just recently, last year, December, acquired the Inseego Telematic Global Business, which gives us now footprint in UK, Europe, Australia. And that opens a lot of doors. If you look at where we are on this journey, we one of the first businesses in South Africa, or actually globally, that deployed user-based insurance telematics. And there's big opportunity globally regarding user-based insurance. If you look at the HGV market, as we know globally, or everything that's happening in South Africa, where we have really grown and we have really got all our experience and just redeploy those successes in those geographies, that'll immediately add a lot of benefit to our current customer base. We are fortunate that there's a very loyal global customer base, and the world is open for us now to just excel, and hopefully we'll be here for the next 40 years.
Definite vision to the future. Thank you so much, Hein. Thank you, Natasha and Pierre, for your insights. Well, innovation, resilience, and looking to the future, that is what Ctrack is all about. Thank you very much for joining us today.